after the collapse of talks with Western powers and Israeli and US strikes on its nuclear sites. The measures, which bar dealings linked to the Islamic Republic's nuclear and ballistic missile activities, took effect overnight after Western powers triggered the so-called snapback mechanism under the 2015 nuclear code. Let's in fact listen into what Iranian citizens had to say about the sanctions.
سازی که خریدم 3 میلیون تومان الان شده 30 میلیون تومان. چرا؟ چون دیگه وارد نمیتونیم بکنیم اون ساز رو. به خاطر این حالا قاچاقی و هر شیوهی که وارد میشه توسعه رو علاقه من تاثیر بده. حالا علاقه رو بزنیم کنار، دارو هستش، خیلی از داروها وارداتی ان، اونا رو خیلی‌ها نمیتونن استفاده بکنن. خب ما به این چیزا بگید
بدبخت میشیم. یعنی واقعا دیگه مردم عادی واقعا شاید نتونن زندگی عادی که الان دارن داشته باشن دیگه. میدونی یعنی قیمت همه چی که بره بالا، اون حقوقی که دولت میده به خصوص اونایی که حقوق بگیرن نمیتونن زندگیشون رو اداره کنن. ازدواج کم میشه، اگه کسی میخواد دانشگاه بره، بچهای کار زیاد میشه. چون خیلی از خانواده‌ها نمیتونن دیگه بچه‌هاشون بفرستن مدرسه. میدونی این معضلات به وجود میاد دیگه.
گرونیا همین الانش کمر مردم رو تا کرده. حالا دیگه واردات سخت‌تر میشه، صادرات که اصلا احتمالاً نخواهیم داشت و مشکلات بیشتر میشه. من فکر کنم حاکمیت اصلا براش مهم نیست. یعنی تصورم اینه که مشکل برای اونها ایجاد نمیشه، مشکل برای مردمه. به راحتی الان گوش شده که 1 میلیون تومان گیره. با حقوق 12 تا 15 میلیون تومانی چجوری خانواده زندگی بکنه؟
Well, in fact, Israel has welcomed the reinstatement of broad UN sanctions against Iran. They say they were a direct response to what it called violations committed by the Islamic Republic in its nuclear program. This is a major development in response to Iran's ongoing violations, especially on its military nuclear program. The Foreign Ministry said on X, the goal is clear: prevent a nuclear-armed Iran. The world must use every tool to achieve this goal, quote unquote. Andrew Latham, Professor of International Relations, is with us live on this story from Minneapolis. Andrew, what do you make of this latest statement from Israel vis-a-vis Iran?
Well, the Israeli statement is correct, and the underlying facts were predictable. The deal that was done back in 2015 involved both carrots and sticks. The carrot for Iran was cease your military nuclear program, and we will give you all kinds of sanctions relief in terms of trade, access to your funds overseas, etc. And in return, you must not only cease the program, but you must allow international inspectors to inspect these so-called civilian nuclear sites. So the International Atomic Energy Agency was tasked with that. And then the stick. If you break this deal, if you violate the terms of this deal, the sanctions will snap back into place. And that is what has happened because Iran has, first of all, the US withdrew from the JCPOA, the nuclear deal. And Iran has been in violation of that deal for a long time, enriching uranium to 60%, which is in violation of the terms. Obviously has a military nuclear program underway, well underway. And finally, the E3, the 3 European powers, Germany, France, and the UK, have decided enough is enough, and they're going to invoke the snapback terms of the original deal, the JCPOA, the nuclear deal. And so that's what has happened here. I'm a little surprised that the Europeans have done this. It seems slightly out of character for them, but they certainly have. And from an Israeli perspective, this is a welcome development. Not only does it harm Iran and undermine its ability to pursue a military nuclear program, but it signals to the world that Iran is in their bad graces again because it is violating not only a treaty, but a global taboo against the proliferation of nuclear weapons. And from an Israeli perspective, that must be a welcome development.
Iran, though, is outraged. Iran's parliament has condemned this. Andrew, the people on ground too, who our correspondent spoke with, seem pretty upset.
Yes, well, not without cause. I mean, again, in terms of the legalities, Iran certainly is in violation. There's really no doubt about that. But the implications of all this for the Iranian person in the street are tragic. It's going to result in more unemployment, more poverty, more famine and hunger. Also, in terms of nationalist sentiment, it frames Iran in a very negative light. It enhances or increases or intensifies the isolation of Iran as an international actor. None of this is going to help your average Iranian in the street.
Andrew Latham, thank you for joining us with your perspective on that story.